Well, wonderful midday to you, one and all. We weren't able to come together yesterday, but we are here today. Even yesterday is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. And we are doing the same thing today. So we bless the Lord for each and every one of you. We are grateful and thankful to God for you deciding that you want to be a part of this wonderful. I consider it wonderful, of course. I guess I shouldn't act like that. This wonderful learning experience because learning shows you through the word of the Lord exactly who God is in your life. Jemison, Carletta, Cora, bless the Lord for you being here with us on this great and wonderful day. It is a great day. Good outside working, cool weather. Fantastic day. And so we are just grateful for the Lord's blessings. Tom, how are you? And I got my water. I got Gatorade water until I can get to the bottom of the Fiji 500 milliliter bottled water where there's an issue. So there's always a ram in the bush. Linda Arrington, how are you? Tell your brothers we said hello. Okay, and so we're just grateful and thankful to God for this opportunity to be able to be here. Minister Sarah Jenkins, praying that all. Rhonda Fletcher, bless your heart. Thank you so much for being here with us on today. Let me share this with you. I pray that I remember to share it at the end. There will not be a snapshot tomorrow, nor will there be a midweek worship. Okay, Stephanie, Tamika, I'll be driving down early in the morning. Um, I just got off the phone with Pastor Troy. Um, of the New Salem Baptist Church in Columbus, Ohio. I will be doing the eulogy tomorrow. Okay. And so I'm asking that you would pray for Janelle, her sisters, her nieces, for Michael, for all of them, because this is going to be an extremely difficult moment for them. So we're going to go down and share what the Lord has dropped in our spirit. And we are grateful to God for you, one and all. Please share, please share, please share, please share, please share, please share. That would be absolutely wonderful. I ask that you would continue to pray for us. Citizens, Not Politicians, is having the event at the Eugenia Atkinson Center at 5 o'clock. I am one of the speakers. The main speaker for this event is the former Supreme Court Justice. Okay. I have no clue. It is not my event. I was asked to speak at it, but so what's going to happen is, oh gosh, where is it? The former Supreme Court Justice will be the main speaker. I just got a couple of things to say. She actually has showed up to show her appreciation for those of us that are in the battle, in the struggle against gerrymandering. And so we're grateful to God for that. And I thank you, one and all, for all that you're doing, all that you are sharing. I was going to share something, but I have to double check the weather just to make sure all is well. Sheila, how are you? How are you? Let me go ahead and get started. Let me get started because I want to do this, and then I've got other stuff to do. I got to finish up a little stuff that I'm going to say. I ain't going to say much. My time period. The one thing that we learn, and unfortunately in many other sphere of interactions we don't learn. Timothy, bless you for being here. Is that everything is timed, and because we've been trained on that, it makes a difference. So I have my little 5 minutes, and I'm gonna say what I need to say, and then I'm gonna move out the way and let the big guns come in and say what needs to be said. Thank you, James. I appreciate that so much. Glad that all is well. My question to you today is: have you ever been robbed of your peace? Have you ever been robbed of your peace? Has there ever been a moment in your life when Out of nowhere, something showed up and boom, it's gone. And the thing that is so amazing is, let me talk about something real quick, and it's a sidebar. Prayerfully, I can get through what I need to get through. Don't bless you, dear, for being here. Okay, we are sometimes bewildered by racism, especially now, especially in the climate that we are in now. We are taken aback. We are shocked. But what we fail to understand is it's always been there. It has never taken a vacation. It has never taken a sabbatical. And for whatever reason, we seem to get caught off guard. Well, every now and then, the enemy comes in and he catches us off guard. Sonia Carter, how are you? Tell the good Deacon Carter we said hello. And sometimes these moments show up at the height of your enthusiasm, at the height. Many times the enemy will show up to do stuff to you when you're at the pinnacle of a breakthrough. And I know maybe I'm the only one that this has happened to, because many times disappointments and things don't really always show up when you're at the bottom, because that's where you are. But it's at those moments when you feel like I finally made it. I finally overcome. I finally got my breakthrough. finally, I'm finally going where I need to go. Boom. Craziness shows up out of nowhere. Madness shows up out of nowhere. And so I want us to look at the Gospel of John, chapter 16, because I think we need to see something. We need to see something. We need to understand that life does not guarantee that it will not come with trials and issues. And I've said this a couple of other times, and I probably need to say it again. Many times, we have taken the wrong approach to Jesus, in that we think because we come to him, we now have an exempt card. But it's not true. And let me, hey, Christy, how are you? And let me add just a little bit more to it. We think that once we come to Jesus, we're exempt from issues, we're exempt from trials, we're exempt from disappointments, we're exempt from heart-wrenching moments, but that's not biblical. And I understand that there's this new theology. Elder James, how are you, sir? There's this new theology that you can put this together with this, that, and everything. No. If Jesus, Lord have mercy, Linda Brown, bless you for being here. If Jesus struggled, oh, you say he didn't struggle? Yes, he did. He was just as much God as he was man. And that's the reason why he had to go for 40 days of fasting, to bring his flesh under control, so his flesh wouldn't get in the way of what his mission was. Now, here's the funny thing about it. After his flesh was arrested, he still had to deal with the flesh of his disciples. That's why every now and then he had to tell them to shut up. Every now and then he had to basically tell them, you don't even know what you're talking about, especially Peter, because Peter was just one of those guys that whatever popped into his head popped out of his mouth. Had to tell him, get behind me. Had to speak to the influence that was controlling Peter. And so in the midst of all of this, in the midst of everything that is going on here, Jesus wants us to know something. And what you need to understand, especially if you've looked at that 16th chapter and you look at verses 32 and 33, he says they're going to scatter you. They're going to come after you. They're going to do all kinds of evil against you. And in the midst of this, I'm going to give you something. Gosh. Which means there will never be a moment in your life when you will not be challenged in life. And so in verse 32, it talks, indeed, the hour is coming. Yes, it's now come. You'll be scattered, each in his own town. You will leave me alone. He is saying, hey, Kathy, how are you? He is saying, even you will disappoint me. Even you will leave me. You're all right as long as I'm distributing fish sandwiches. You're all right as long as I'm doing the healings and the deliverings and the setting free. You're all right with that because it gives you status. But when the real perpetuity behind why I showed up shows up, he said, y'all gonna leave me too. Can you imagine what Jesus is feeling? Looking at people who, for the most part, at that particular time, you could not tell them that they were not going to stay with the Lord. But the Lord said, even you are going to leave me. And so he says in verse 33, because this is a powerful point, these things I've spoken to you, that in me you'll have peace. Listen, y'all, have you ever experienced the peace of God that passes all? Is there somebody here today that in the midst of your trauma and trial and toil and tribulation, all of a sudden you begin to notice how calm you are, how you are no longer reacting the way you used to. You are no longer doing what you used to do. You're mesmerizing yourself. And the reason you get mesmerized is because it's not your peace. Winnie, bless your heart for being here. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not your peace, it's his peace. Out of all of the things that was going crazy and all of the things that was falling apart, all of the things that was the maddening that was going on, Jaleesa, and everything else was going on, I was like, man, I'm all right. Valerie, bless your heart. Listen to what I'm saying, okay? Listen to what I'm saying. No, you're okay, dear. You're okay. I mean, one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. And you sit back and go, man, I'm all right. It's okay. I'm not cussing folk out. I'm not going crazy. I'm not losing my mind. I'm not running around. I'm not trying to find something to drink or something to get high. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm just like, it's okay. Why? Because the peace that Jesus leaves, ain't a devil can take it. Lord, Lavonda, I wish I had somebody to understand what he said. In this world, you will have tribulation. In this world, you will be tried to the fullest extent. In this world, people and circumstances are going to take you to the limit of your existence. But can I tell you what he says? Can I tell you? He says, but be of good cheer. Why? You don't even have to fight this battle. It's already been fought and it's already been won. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear. Y'all didn't hear a word you didn't hear a word I said, did you? The battle is not yours. It's never been yours. And let me help you. You've never won a battle. He's won them for you. And so since you know who's fighting on your side, why are you getting frustrated and bent out of shape over something that the Lord has already conquered? Why are you getting toe up from the floor up over something that God has already told you? I got this, Gina. I got this. Not only do I have this, but I've got you. And so in the midst of this, I've got his peace. Yeah, it'll catch you off guard. Yeah, you might have a moment where you go, but because it's his peace, it's his peace, not yours, it's his. You can now navigate through life. You can now navigate through the storms. You can now navigate through the ups and the downs and the disappointments and all of the stuff that comes with life. And you will stay under control because, and I got to go, the enemy wants you spastic. The enemy wants you out of control. The enemy wants you to walk in the flesh. But when you have the peace of God, which passes all understanding, that will keep you, it will hold you, it will guide you, it will assure you that everything is going to be all right. Listen, y'all have a blessed day in the Lord. I thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Love you with the love of Jesus, who is the Christ. Praying for your strength, praying for your endurance, praying for the power of the Holy Ghost to rest upon you in such a way that you'll recognize that no weapon formed against you will be able to prosper. May God bless you. May he keep you, is our prayer.